Hi, Dr. Jeanette here. I'm with Heather Bryans, and she's a registered holistic nutritionist. And we're meeting up today to discuss what are we all doing at home to stay healthy. And we wanted to get some great tips from her today. So, Heather, if you wanted to, I don't know if there's anything you want to say to our folks at home right now.
Okay,
We'll
well,
jump right in.
yeah, I'll jump right in. So,
Okay, so
I,
Heather, what could you tell us as a holistic nutritionist? What are you doing right now at home to take care of yourself and your own health?
okay, so really what I'm trying to do right now, Jeanette, is keep everything as normal in these unnormal times as possible. I'm trying to keep status quo as best I can. So I'm fortunate in the fact that I get to work from home for those clients that still need my and are looking for my services. So I'm keeping an agenda and I'm trying to do as much as possible the same way that I've been doing in the past. Obviously, things have shaken up a bit, and there's some things that I just can't do, but I still get up in the morning, I set an alarm, and try and keep a bit of a schedule throughout the day. You know, keep status quo. I write an agenda and try and fill it up or fill it out as much as possible.
Yeah, so keeping a routine is critical, even in regular life, but even right now because we have to define what our new normal is and create a new routine as
Mhm.
time goes by. And even our mental health professionals, they're all recommending the same thing, is to really have a schedule and a routine. So that's
Yeah.
a great tip for people at home. If we don't have a routine yet, let's create a new one if we don't have something in place.
And there's always like I still have my weekends, even though I don't, Saturday and Sunday, for an example, are generally much more relaxed. So I try not to sleep in too late, but I don't worry about whether I have clients that day or not. I don't worry about what time I'm going to be at some place. So I still have my scheduled weekends and relaxed time. And, even if my days aren't filled Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, I try and put some stuff in there because it's really easy for me to just kind of let it go. So I'm the type of person that needs a bit of a schedule. I need that accountability, or
Mhm.
I could really easily just let it slide. So I have to be
Perfect.
aware of that for my own life.
Perfect. Yeah. And some of us, even the other day, I was like, what day is it? Right. And it's
Yeah,
at this moment, it's hard to even keep track of what day it is, but I think,
agreed.
I think it's important to say, okay, to, have some scheduled downtime that you would normally have prior to any of this. Right. So that's important. Cool. So, um, I wanted to discuss maybe nutritionally, what are you doing for yourself to stay healthy, keep your immune system up, and maybe what are you recommending to your clients to nutritionally, what would be the best things to do at this time?
Okay, so the number one thing, and if you've been a client of mine in the past, if you're out there, the first thing I say to my clients and what I do is my water. That's the easiest thing I can do right now is drink my water. I always have this bottle nearby me, so it's imperative. We need the water to help absorb nutrients. Water in our system will direct nutrients into our cells. It keeps us hydrated. It keeps us um, full and not hungry that way. I found the other day, I noticed, I'm like, why am I craving all these sweets? I was literally walking around my house going, what can I eat that's sweet? And then I'm like going, I didn't drink enough water today. Like all I wanted was fruit or something, which is fine. But the fruit I didn't have. So I was like, well, where's that brownie? So water really, really helps well, first of all, it quenches our thirst. It keeps us full. It makes our skin glow. It's good for our brains, which we really need support with right now. So water is my number one go-to, and it's easy. So the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is I have a great big glass of water. All right. So if you don't know how much water you should be drinking, take your weight in pounds and divide it in half and take that in ounces. So if you're a 150-pound person, half of that is 75. So 75 ounces of water is what you are looking to aim for every day. a maximum of 4 liters, okay, because you can have too much water.
Sure, you can.
So I have this little, this thing right here. This is my Clean Canteen. This is a 20-ounce bottle, okay? And I aim to have about 3.5 of these a day. Okay, I'm almost done my first one, and but and I try and do it in the morning because I don't want to be up all night going to the bathroom either. So if you forgot to drink your water in the evening, chalk it up and get it in the next day because you gotta sleep that way. I avoid snacking. I have always avoided snacking. So I'm still looking at having 3 breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. So I try not to snack. I know right now we're bored, so it's really easy. And I've done it too, is open up the fridge without even thinking because I just had nothing else to do.
Yep.
And I do eat snacks. Don't get me wrong. Like we ordered some groceries yesterday and brownies came in. So I enjoyed that brownie and I'm going to do that. So definitely, but I'm going to avoid snacking on a regular basis that way. And that's something I've always done. So that's sticking with the status quo. If I'm watching a movie with my husband at night, I'm going to pull out the popcorn and enjoy the popcorn though. So definitely that's something else I'm going to do. I'm aiming for 2 fruits a day. Okay. Usually I have 3, but right now I'm not running to the grocery store every other day. So my aim is to get a fruit with either breakfast and lunch or lunch and dinner. So 2 fresh pieces or frozen servings of fruits. An apple is one that I always look for, is one of my fruits that I have. And to have some sort of vegetable with every meal. So I was guilty too. The other day for lunch, I had just a grilled cheese sandwich. And as I'm eating that grilled cheese sandwich, I'm like, well, you really need to
Where's
have
the greens?
yeah, where's my greens? And I just had a screw it type moment, but that's out of the norm. So I try to have at least a good quality protein and a vegetable of some sort. And then the bread, I'm a big fan of a true rye bread, but my breads are secondary. So good quality protein and make sure there's some greens or vegetables in with my meal. Rye bread, 100% rye bread, it's highly nutritious. It's nutritionally dense, and it also is going to keep your glycemic load, the blood sugars, nice and stabilized that way. So that's the bread of choice that I do. And I limit my treats. So this is, I see a lot of people out there baking and stuff, and I am so glad I'm not a baker. I don't have that gift. So I do limit my treats. That doesn't mean I don't have them. So every time we order from the grocery store, we make sure there is a treat in there.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was a pan of brownies and the rest of the brownies are in the freezer. Last week were some butter tarts. So the treats are definitely part of our life, but it's not something that we're eating every day throughout the day on a regular basis. And the big one, and a lot of people are having a tough one, we just did a challenge with my Facebook group last week, is to avoid the alcohol. That's
the government has deemed that is still essential.
It is an essential service for people that truly need alcohol. This is not the time to quit if we have substance abuse problems. But if you don't have, alcohol, the jokes are funny. I'm seeing the quarantinis out there and the lady sitting on the front lawn saying every time you honk, I'll have a drink. And it's funny. It's all fun, but really it's not serving us in the long run.
Right.
So it dehydrates us. We don't sleep well. It doesn't, we really in the long run don't feel good. But,
you can use it as a treat, right? Like whatever, you could say, I'm going to have this on the weekend or at the end of the day or whatever it is. Everything in moderation at the end of the day.
I had a glass of wine. It was funny because I was talking about this challenge with my group and I'm going, I had a glass of wine. It was Friday or Saturday. I don't remember, but yes, I enjoyed it, but I'm really trying to not turn it into a habit, because also what we have to think about is we don't know how long we're going to be here in the long run. And we don't want to get poor habits, especially alcohol. If we're not regular drinkers to begin with, let's try not to turn this into a new habit that way as well.
Yeah. And speaking of challenges, so I know you have a metabolic group that you stay connected with your clients and people. And so there's challenges that you've been putting in through there. So I don't know if you want to tell us a little bit about that. And what we can do at the end of this video is we'll post a link below for those of us who want to join in on those challenges to stay connected and keep our nutrition and tips and all that up throughout this time. So what can you tell us about the challenges?
Yep. So I have a private Facebook group called Heather Bryans Metabolic Balance Community.
Yep.
I think that's what it's called, something along that line.
We'll put the link below for people.
Yeah. And what it is, it's for my clients that are on the Metabolic Balance program. It's one of my most popular programs that I offer, or people that are interested in it and interested in the lifestyle. So you don't have to be a client, but you have to be somewhat interested in this. And I throw out, different recipes that are metabolic balance aligned, but also to keep active in the group is I do a weekly challenge every week. So last week's challenge, and it was scheduled actually a few weeks ago. So it was maybe not the best timing, but was to go a week without alcohol. So again, I was trying to keep things status quo and stuff like that. So just ways that you can do that. So sometimes the challenge, one time a couple weeks back, it was a burpee challenge to do burpees. The weekend beforehand was learning about oil pulling. So sometimes it's nutritional challenge, sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's lifestyle challenges. And it's a theme for a week. So on Mondays, I'll come on and say, okay, this is our challenge. If you choose to accept it, this is what we're going to do. And then there'll be a recipe, there'll be some links, there'll be some things that you can, some memes that you might want to join in. It's really light and nobody's actually forced to do so. It's
a personal challenge and everyone can.
Yeah. So I have an interesting one coming up starting Monday. I'm not going to tell you because it's going to be a surprise. And
Sounds good. Love it. We had a question that was written to me for someone who couldn't join in this morning, and they were wondering if you're taking any supplements and if you recommend certain ones and why, just for overall good health, if there's anything that you recommend and why, supplement wise.
Well, my supplements haven't really changed too much over the past couple months. So they, our bodies are constantly changing, so my supplements do change over time. But over the past couple months, after a few weeks, they haven't changed too much. So in my life, I have always chosen supplements that are going to support me nutritionally, optimize my nutrition, but also optimize my immune system. So, right now with what's going on, there's so many other things that are challenging our immune system. So my supplements are basically greens. I like to start my day with a glass of greens. Okay, there's different brands out there. I personally am a big fan of Cytomatrix, Cyto Greens, or the Green Up with Grams by Can Crabs. There's just so many great green products out there. So you take a little scoop of the greens, put it in your water, and drink it back. I do that almost every day, first thing in the morning. First of all, it's going to give me a boost of nutrition from my overnight. It's going to help cleanse my liver, which is the Mac Daddy organ that really supports all our organs that way. And it's just going to give me a big boost of energy. So I start with a scoop of greens. I do it only once a day. I also try and get in some mushrooms. So, so you can get a mushroom blend. So that helps with boosting the immunity as well. So things like lion's manes and turkey tail and reishi, and you can find mushroom blends and actually mix that in with my greens just to make it easier. That's also those are also adaptogens. So adaptogens are really good with helping with our adrenal fatigue. And right now, a lot of us our central nervous system is in overdrive, and our adrenals are just constantly
overloaded. Our sympathetic nervous system is really firing. So
yeah, big time. Even if we look like we're calm, cool, and collective, definitely. My sleep has been challenged lately, as we were discussing earlier. So the mushroom blend is really great, an adaptogen. So I always take an adaptogen. So Adrenal Matrix by Cytomatrix is a great one. Metagenics have a lot of great adaptogen blends depending on what you need. So that's another one, because if we're constantly stressed and overloaded and we're in that fight or flight mode, which a lot of us are in right now, we could really use help with those adaptogens that way. So when the adrenal glands are constantly working, our immune system is down because our body is thinking of running away from that bear that's chasing us. So it's not focusing on our digestion. It's not focusing on our immune system. It's not focusing on our brain health. That's it. So we can give that a bit of a relaxation. Vitamin C, everybody's taking vitamin C right now. They're great. Vitamin C, get that in there all the time, not just now, but throughout. It's an antioxidant. It helps support the immune system. It really creates good soil for what we're planting that way. But what people seem to forget about with the vitamin C, something that is overlooked right now is zinc. Zinc is a big one. So zinc really supports. So even think about when you have a cold and you take a zinc lozenge.
Right.
Zinc is really great. It helps us regenerate our tissue. It really supports the immune system. So think about, and quite honestly, most of us are deficient in zinc.
Right.
Definitely.
Okay.
So zinc has been part of my supplemental routine for a long time, and it's definitely something that I'm really making sure. Yeah, D3 still, just D3 is something that I've always done. I'm not going to give dosage recommendations, but D3 is definitely something that is in my routine in the morning. And of course, something that has never changed and is not going to change is a probiotic. I take a probiotic every single day. I try and eat probiotic-rich foods like sauerkrauts, yogurts, pickles, kefirs, that type of stuff. But I always take a probiotic. And I don't take any specific one, quite honestly. I have my brand that I like. And if it's a sale, I go with what's on sale because it's always fine to change the strains up as well. There's no reason why, unless we're focusing on something specific for you. I just kind of go with what's on sale if there's a sale that way, So probiotic, definitely gut health. We need to keep.
And for most of us, we don't eat enough fermented foods. It's just not part of our culture and our diet. So having a probiotic will help to supplement that.
Yeah, very much so. So a probiotic, according to package directions, but usually just once a day towards the end of the meal is and that's something that I will take for the rest of my life.
Probiotic and sounds good. So another question that I would want to know from you is, what do you recommend from a lifestyle wise? What are you doing right now to help yourself, even to recommend to your clients, lifestyle wise?
So again, trying to keep things as normal as possible. So Jeanette, you and I were talking earlier. We don't have children, so we understand that some of you are listening to us have kids and going, yeah, that's easy for you to say, and I get that. So what I do is, first of all, my night beforehand, I have my agenda here. I have written down here what my plans are for today.
Right.
So for today, I have 5 things planned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your today's to-do list.
If I get 3, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm relaxed about that. But these aren't necessarily work stuff. One is them to go for a run. One is them to meditate, to drink my water and stuff. So I do have my plan, but I want to pull this out here. This is, I don't know if you can see it too much. And I keep this in the front of my agenda all year round. And I change it up once in a while. There is about 25 different things on here for me to do throughout the day. And some of them are highlighted that are a little bit more
priority,
thank you. But if I put 25 down there, but I get 7, I'm like, that's a pretty good day.
That's right.
You know, so it's not about checking everything off. It's about creating a plan and executing it best as I can. But also I look at it maybe at the end of the week or the end of the month going, I've kind of neglected a few things on that. So maybe I'll rewrite my list and have some things that aren't a habit anymore.
Yeah.
So that's something that I've been doing. I heard about it on a talk show. I wish I remember the talk show host about 4 years ago. And I go, that's a fantastic idea. And I've been doing it ever since. And I loved it. So I have about anywhere from 25 to 30, sometimes 20, sometimes, and if I get But
we're having a good to-do day list.
And these aren't really big things. These are things like take my probiotic, make my bed, get out into sunshine, not drink.
Do something really simple. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, floss.
Yeah.
How many of us remember to floss, these days right now? Stop multitasking, writing my journal. So it's not
take a break, call a friend, whatever it may be.
Great grandiose dry brush, meditate. And I look at the end of the day, I'm like going, okay, I did pretty good, or today was busy, but I never beat myself up over it if I only hit 3.
Right.
So just there as a reminder.
Yeah.
Something else that I've been doing. So the first couple days of me staying home, it was a mini vacation.
Yes.
And I just went, no more, none of this. So I look at my agenda and I get up and I get dressed for what I plan to do that day. So if I'm going to, I'm not going to stay in my daytime pajamas and my nighttime pajamas. Maybe on the weekend I might, but I get dressed for what I plan on doing that day.
Right.
So if I plan on doing yoga or go for a run or whatever, I make sure that I get my running shoes by the door. I, put on comfortable put on my sports bra, and I am
ready to go. Set the day, set the tone for the day and what you're planning on doing. Setting yourself up for success, really.
Yeah. And sometimes like I'll go for a run and it's only 15 minutes because I just didn't have that energy, but that's all right.
That's all right. Yeah. That's the biggest thing for people at this moment. Like if you've been at home already for a few weeks or things have significantly changed over the last weeks, you might have, just decided to wear your PJs or overdose on Netflix and that's, or eat brownies, whatever it may be. And that's okay. But at some point, you want to start to define what a new normal is, a new routine, because at some point our mental health will be challenged as well. So it's important at this point, for people listening to this right now, it's okay if you haven't created this to-do list or you haven't created a new routine for yourself, but it might be time to start thinking about it. If you need help, then, reach out to us or friends that can maybe help. Even just set, one goal. Let's have one goal. It is whatever, maybe make your bed or.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like the first couple days, I didn't make my bed because I was on like this new vacation, but this is real, right? So my bed, I made my bed this morning. I got dressed for what I plan to do today. I have my list of my 5 things, and hopefully I hit 3. But at least the intention is set. Another one is that if you generally wear makeup already, put a little mascara on. Like it's for yourself. Like I when I go to work outside, I put a little. I'm not a big makeup person, but I still put on my mascara in the morning because it's for me, and nobody's going to see that. And if you're not used to wearing makeup, don't go put a full face of makeup on. But if you're somebody that has always worn makeup, there's nothing wrong with putting on a little lipstick.
If you're someone who does your hair, whatever it is, do that little thing that helps to bring some kind of normalcy to your day so that you feel good about yourself, whether you're seeing somebody or not in the physical sense. It's really important to keep up some of our routines and do something for you to make you feel good.
Yeah. And the thing is, what's really cool too is that, I teach yoga and I'm a part of a couple really great studios in the city. And the one studio, I'm going to kind of give them a shout out, is Breathe Pilates and Fitness. And we as yoga teachers and Pilates instructors and stuff daily are taking turns putting out free live yoga or Pilates or meditations. And if you can't make the time, they're saved. So, and it's not just, I'm just going to plug who I work for, but
this is great.
Videos everywhere right now in the city, in the province. And even if you've never been to, you can probably go on Facebook and find a studio in Texas if you want that are doing the same thing. So there's a lot of great resources. I saw one of our local gyms have their personal trainers on there doing some stuff. So, and what's cool is that, if they're too hard for you right now, turn it off.
Yeah. There's something else out there. You can type in gentle yoga and there's something on Google you know,
And if I'm seeing a trainer in person, I can't really walk away from her when I've had enough. But at least in social media, I can turn it off and find somebody else. You
pretend
know.
you're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, and then of course, you know, your stereotypical meditate breathing sessions, you know, some sort of, if you have a spiritual practice of any one, keep up with it, cultivate a new one if you like. So whether that's meditation, breathing, prayer, whatever you need, and quite honestly, that is something that's going to support our immune system by helping our adrenals just kind of go, it's okay, you
That's
know.
right.
It's going to
It
be
is
okay.
okay. Yeah, we are going to be okay.
Yeah. If you are new to meditation or something, it's really easy. You just sit there and close your eyes and breathe. But if you want, there's an app out there that I use called Insight Timer.
Yep.
Okay. It's free. It's
Yes.
like there's a paid version of it, and I've had Insight Timer on my phone for probably about 5 years now.
Yeah.
And I've never needed you can donate to different teachers and stuff, but it is freaking awesome. Like, you have so many choices. You can find
That's the one that I've got on my phone too, and there's a lot of guided meditations, and you can pick one for sleep, you can pick one for anxiety, you can pick it for whatever you're looking for. And
1 minute or 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
So there's a lot of resources out there for us right now. We just, again, it's easy for us because we have no kids. I can sit on my computer all day and look if I want to, but just Google, when you get a few minutes on your phone, and just Google free meditation app, or Google square breathing, or
I'll post it below this video as well. We did
Yeah.
a previous video on it, so I'll just tag people on that one. But yeah, there's so many resources out there, and at the end of the day, if people need help, then just reach out to somebody so that we can help you out however we can help you. So no one's alone throughout this.
Yeah, definitely. So and then the one last thing is, while we're still, the weather is gorgeous today. Get outside, even if it's like, if it's balcony, a front porch. Right now, I have a window open here right now. Just get
some fresh air.
So it's spring. So one day, for all I know, the weather could change, and you're going to want to stay inside. So if you are fortunate enough to have a big backyard and stuff, use it. If you are in an apartment, use your balcony. And if you don't have that, open your windows on days like today. Get outside and take advantage of that, because it is so, just, if you get up in the morning and close your eyes and look into the sun and just feel how amazing that is on your skin.
Yeah, we are still blessed.
Vitamin D, that, like, the best source of vitamin D is first thing in the morning sun. And
we're just freezing for a moment.
We all know how it feels. I don't even have to explain it.
Yeah. Wonderful. Heather, thank you so much for taking the time to join us this morning. Any last words, or your best recommendation for people, or the most important thing? What might you want to share? I know we talked a lot about different things, but if you had one thing to share.
Drink your water. Drink your water. Get outside and make a list, but don't worry about checking it all off. Just, if you put 5 things down, aim for 2 or 3.
Amen. Sounds good. Yeah. Cheers to you, girl.
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks. All right, guys. See you later.